Hello, and welcome to a fresh new episode of the BBCC Testimonial. Brain based coaching, or BBCC in short, is celebrating 26 years of excellence as an intense and disruptive coaching system making waves in 25 countries. Its coaching method is derived from real neuroscience, positive psychology, systems, and change theories, making it one of the most sought after coaching education available for those aspiring for an ICF credentialed Level 1 ACC certification. It's a fully virtual program that provides unparalleled resources for both synchronous and asynchronous learning. The BBCC is attended by top leaders from across industries, and what could be better than listening to what our participants have to say before you take the plunge? Today, we have Mr. Ashish Das, Associate Director, Learning and Development in a top consulting company, joining us to share his thoughts on his recently concluded BBCC program. Welcome, Ashish, to the session.
Thank you so much, Sherman.
Okay, so you were from the November batch, if I'm not mistaken,
Yes,
correct?
absolutely,
Okay.
absolutely.
So in a nutshell, how has been your this very long, 6 months long journey?
Shubham, this has been a very interesting journey. My coaching journey with the NLI has been absolutely full of value and transformation. The experience has been nothing short than superior and extremely well when it comes to interacting with a fellow coach and, of course, the trainers. It has provided me with opportunities to develop new skills, gain insights from the experienced coaches that I happen to interact with, and enhance my leadership and communication abilities. Uh, Throughout this journey, I have encountered certain challenges that helped me grow as well. And there were moments of achievements that boosted my confidence as well. So, overall, the skills imparted in the curriculum and how the course is designed, it is beautifully placed. Overall, my coaching experience has been significant and my step towards my professional development. This has equipped me with the tools and mindset to excel in my future endeavors and help me prove myself as a coach.
Great, great. So as a leader, you must have been coaching employees even before you enroll for the brain-based coaching certification. So
Indeed,
the question
yes.
is, and now that you have gone through an intense coaching education journey over the
Yeah,
almost 6 months now,
yeah.
what difference do you notice in your approach to coaching?
Oh, I think it's a it's a typical ask, I would say, and a very valid ask, because how I see my journey as a coach now, who's completed their education, I see certain skills which has actually gone up, which is purely on the lines of leadership mindset, on the lines of growth mindset typically. I see my communication has improved, the way I put forward my questioning, my listening, and along with that, how do I actually, listen while the entire process actually enables me to communicate more effectively and empathetically as well. I see there's a perspective of personal growth, of course, because when I'm self-aware, I am emotionally intelligent. My EQ quotient is far more in control. I have a confidence to actually, touch base critical, typical, and challenging topics. Uh, and overall, it's fulfilling because the impact that I make on others and their achievement and goals to unlock their potential provide me with deep sense of fulfillment and purpose. So yeah, it has made an impact.
Great, great to hear that. And picking up, you just talked about personal development and impact.
Yeah.
Curious to know, whether these newly acquired skills have impacted your personal life and in what ways have they impacted?
Indeed, yes, of course. I want to use this word, Shuman, and this has come very lately for me, and this is a sense of a feeler that I feel. It's about the credibility. Being an executive coach now has elevated my perspective of looking at things more from being inquisitive to being mindful now. And this credibility has also helped me look at empowering just not myself, but also the environment around. So, yes, I see the world in a whole new light and whole new possibility. So, yeah, of course.
Wonderful. Wonderful. This is a, the whole mindset shift keeps coming out in what you're sharing, and that sounds absolutely exciting. Getting back to a bit of a cliched question, but maybe very important for us to know is what made you select brain-based coaching? I mean, there are hundreds out there, I mean, so what made you hone down on brain-based coaching?
Shuman, I'll be very straight in saying this as well. I've done my master's in psychology, and I understand how the perspective of psychology can be perceived. Associating psychological aspect into coaching, and especially the science behind how brain works, it is nothing than short of creating an experience to anybody who would really want to understand coaching, because generally coaching is looked upon as a process of asking question. But when you understand that the questions are just not asked because they're asked because there is a science behind of a functionality for brain. And how do you actually take your brain from a threat to a celebration to a reward state, and how do you see, like I told you, I see a credibility in me, I see myself more credible as a human. uh, Brainless coaching, really, I heard about it as well, but yes, how NLI actually did help their coaches get into a training perspective uh, clearly determines that how we can be more responsible towards our ways of helping others. So how I see it is, it's more of like a thought-provoking process we get into. It's a very intimate time that we actually, share with our coaches. There are vulnerable situations, circumstances. How do you actually allow them to, sail through, just not gulp in, but a sail through process, and be their thought partner along with? So brain-based coaching allows us as a coach to stay on ground, not get vulnerable along with the coachee, but also be a lighthouse to them, along with helping them come out versus we actually, pulling them off. So I think where somebody, when a coachee actually comes out of a coaching discussion after, they feel more credible, they more feel empowered, they more feel more valued. Their sense of repute for themselves goes up. So I think this is how brain-based coaching can really do it as well. And there are so many theories and studies available as well for someone to read and
Yeah, so that
understand.
that that analogy sounds really exciting about you being on the ground but still being the lighthouse to someone. Fantastic analogy.
Yeah.
Ashish, BBCC has many learning elements, processes, structures, models. I mean, you're spoiled for choice. Okay, what impressed you most in this education?
Well, throughout, I loved the process,
Okay,
and especially when I say it is the broader perspective while you're working with diverse coaches, and they get the opportunity to share their experience, and which actually helps anybody who can actually expand their outlook of understanding different ways to solve, which brings in greater flexibility as a coach and a creativity to solve. Also, the entire structure that it's a piecemeal system that you get a part of. Uh, it's not a download. It's a curriculum that you take into. So I think that really struck me strong because, by the time you spend a desirable amount of time into learning as a function or an industry or as a perspective of your ways of working, you get to understand what's right, what's not right. But when you get to brainstorm with the like-minded people, and you get through to a journey which is both enriching from a networking perspective, from learning perspective, and the cohort actually stays alive. I am still, aligned to my cohort still, and we do discuss our problems, challenges, wins together. So I think you get to build that community of a coach. So
absolutely.
that's
And
very encouraging for me.
Wonderful, wonderful. And just to take on from that point that you are now part of a very, very large online community of
Yeah.
brainwaves coaches. So make the best of it
Indeed,
and enjoy
indeed,
your
indeed.
deep conversations. Okay, my last question to you for today.
Indeed, yes, please.
Any recommendations for people who are wanting to become a coach tomorrow?
My recommendation for somebody should be is if you're ready mentally and you're ready to actually be responsible in your acts, I think, and want to lead purposeful driven conversations, I would recommend that they go through this curriculum, especially. Second is also about to be an aware coach. So you have to have a self-awareness as to why you're doing what you're doing. This curriculum will give that sort of a light and perspective to look into it. Third, the most important it allows self-awareness perspective to get into in completely. Uh, and other than that is it enhances your leadership skills, like how do you actually deepen your understanding of certain principles, perspective. I love the tools. Of course, they're many in number. Uh, but I love the tools and the order of the tools being utilized. And Shuman, I like to take this opportunity as well, especially the bifurcation of both the modules that really help, where you learn first and execute, and there's a desirable amount of time. So, personally, I didn't feel hesitant about getting into my first ever paid coaching, where I know what I was supposed to do, what is the first tool I'm supposed to pick, what is that document I need to present first. So there was all chronology given there. So that really helped. Secondly, our recordings, we didn't have to do much of the hard work because the hard work was happening for almost 6 months. So yeah, of course. But let me tell you, anybody who's getting in there, it's a tedious journey. So not going to be light, but the fruit is going to be absolutely delicious. So, but I thank you, Shuman, for all the hard work that your team does, and I wish them all the best.
Thank you, Ashish. And I'm hearing you basically say that be prepared for the intensity of the program, but a highly
Indeed,
enjoyable experience.
indeed.
So great. That was a lovely conversation. So thank you very much, Ashish, and very glad to hear that you have got started on your professional journey. So all the best to you.
Thank you so much, Shuman,
Thank
and
you.
I wish you
Thank
all
you
the
very
best
much.
as well. Thank
Thank
you.
you very much.